Who ordered 4 hot boys on a black couch? Order up.
All 1049, Albany's new alternative. So we're hanging out in the lobby area here with a special guest, Talk. Thank you so much for coming out.
Hey, how you doing?
So before we were talking about that, we didn't want to talk too much about music, but I do got one quick music question for you. So I noticed up on Spotify by itself, you've got over 2 million monthly listeners.
Correct.
Over 40 million streams of Runaway to Mars. How does that make you feel in the moment? Like, do you feel proud that you've connected with so many people across the world?
Yeah.
Or do you feel pressure like, okay, well, I got to keep doing this. I got to keep getting more hits like this?
I think there's always a little bit of pressure. But the majority of it is just happy and validated. Like, I don't suck. You know?
Yeah.
That was nice. It's always nice to wake up and feel like you did something right. And I feel like that song, I did something right and it just worked. I don't feel a lot of pressure on what's to come next. I'm sure I will closer to when I'm releasing music. I'm sure I'll feel something. But for now, it's just, we're just like doing it. We're just living in the moment.
Now, speaking of Runaway to Mars, taking the title literally, if you were to escape to Mars and you had all the bare essentials, what 3 additional things would you want to take with you?
Are Crocs considered essential?
No.
Okay, so Crocs.
Okay.
It's like the only shoes I wear, even in the winter. I have like size 16 feet or 17, depending on the shoe.
Dang, yeah.
And
you
so
do.
it's really,
Holy
it's
crap,
really,
you're wearing them right now.
yeah,
You
it's
Crocs
really
on.
hard to find shoes, and so I wear Crocs a lot. Everyone always asks about the Crocs, and I got every color. And lip chap.
Yep.
I always
Definitely have some chapped lips on Mars.
I always have lip chap with me. This one's like a British Airways one. No offense, British Airways, but I lost my good one, and this is the only one I had left. So Crocs, lip chap, and recently Crocs, lip chap. What's the third thing?
We
whatchamacallit.
Whatchamacallit?
Do you know what those chocolate
Like the
bars?
little chocolate? Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it's the best chocolate bar in America.
Now, I was impressed that you brought the chapstick right out of there. Do you keep other things in there? Because I love the idea of having a pocket right there.
I have like a napkin I use to blow my nose that's in there because my nose is a little stuffed today. Lip chap. I usually have like I have like a wallet thing that has my passport and stuff. I have this side fits the wallet perfectly, and then this side fits the phone.
That's genius. Because when you're sitting down, I mean, I have my wallet and my phone in
Yeah,
my
it's
pocket
a
right
pain in
now,
the ass.
and there's like a weird, awkward bulge in there.
And we're driving across the whole goddamn universe, and so it's nice to have stuff just here and not reaching for anything.
Yeah.
And
And this doesn't really work too well. I feel like it's kind of bringing it down this one little left-sided.
Yeah, the
So to have
only
it right in the middle would be like clutch.
the only thing is peeing in overalls is a complicated process because sometimes the zipper doesn't exactly line up, and so you don't want to pee on your overalls, of course. And so I take them all the way off, so I look like a kid in first grade at taking his clothes off at the urinal. But I don't do it at the urinal because then I would look like that. So then I use the stall. But the issue is when you take these things off, it flops over. So everything comes out of your pockets. So there's a downside to it. So I have to, when I go to the bathroom, I have to give all of my things to one of my squad, or I have to take it all out and try and put it somewhere like on top of the toilet paper thing. It's a mess.
At least it's not as complicated as like a romp him. One
Yeah.
of those things, because you'd be pretty much completely naked by the time you
Yeah.
take that thing off.
I sometimes consider just wearing like Depends when I'm walking around. Just because it would make it easier, I think, maybe to not have to worry about that. But that's just kind of a fantasy, I guess, of mine.
Yeah, keeps things simple. Now, I wanted to talk about a tweet I saw you put out about a month ago.
Okay.
F1 cars are nice and fast. So, like, what's the story behind that tweet?
I think it's because I was getting in trouble for not tweeting enough. And so I started tweeting one-word things, and then I was watching F1 when I did it, and I love F1, and I know you love F1.
Yep.
And I think it was just like, hey, why isn't Talk tweeting? And so I was watching F1, so I just said F1 cars are nice and fast. It's a true statement. You can't argue with it. They're nice and they're fast.
So, how long have you been watching Formula One for?
I think, I don't remember when the first race I watched was, but it's probably been a year. About a year, coming up on a year probably.
Who's your favorite team or favorite driver?
I like McLaren a lot.
Yeah.
I liked Ricardo a lot. He had such a bad year, an awful year, but I think he's just he seems so nice.
I know. It sucks that he's probably not going to be there next year.
Yeah. We also like Latifi,
Yep.
the best driver to ever drive in Formula One.
Yep. Fastest in practice 3 one time.
Yeah.
Absolute legend.
Oh yeah,
Pierre
Gasly.
Gasly.
I was trying to find merch for him, but it's tough to find F1 merch in North America. It's crazy.
I know, and if you go onto the sites, it's all based out of Europe. So if
Yeah.
you buy something, you have to pay more for the shipping than the actual item itself.
Yeah. But I've been super into it. I think it's just so funny. I love the memes. I think the community is really funny because it's like so toxic, but then on the other hand, people are like really creatively funny and like they're really good trash talkers. I've
Yeah, especially the
noticed-
Hamilton and the Verstappen stuff back and forth.
It's just like the trash talk is really funny. Yeah, and the memes are just incredible. And when you have friends that like it too, you know, it's really easy to get into it. I started one of those fantasy F1 things, and I thought everyone was going to love the idea, but then no one joined it. So I'm in a fantasy F1 thing by myself because these guys didn't want to do it with me. So I thought they were going to be so into it. Anyway, it was really
I
disappointing.
did the exact same thing. I got into one earlier this year. I was with it for like 2 or 3 races, and then I kind of started getting out of it because nobody else is really following through with
Right.
it. So
Yeah, no. Well, you can join mine.
Yeah.
Just send me a link. I'll do
absolutely.
it. I have no one to play
I'm
with.
down for it. Absolutely.
I have no one to play with.
So I saw about a month ago, you posted this video of you golfing. You had the I Love New York tee on and everything.
Yes.
So what's more fun to you, golfing or driving the golf cart? Because you were like living your best life on that golf cart.
I don't golf. Well, okay. So it's kind of a situation again where this might sound weird, but I'm going to just describe it to my best ability. When my guitar player Connor and co-producer Connor, he loves golfing. He will golf every day. He will golf twice a day if he can. He's giggling over a couple yucks over on the couch. And I don't really golf, but I love driving the cart. And also Drew, who shoots all of my social content, likes driving the cart. So we go to a course and he plays and both of us drive. So there's 2 carts and 1 golfer. And yeah, that was a really fun day. That was one of my favorite days that we spent in LA. Just ripping around the course. Me driving with my eyes closed. Do you see that?
Yeah,
part?
yeah. But you're just like leaning over. I love that.
That's probably the most I've laughed in one day. We just kept shooting the same clip over and over and just dying laughing. The cars, I'm just like going like this, and the cars are bumping along. Looks like I have my eyes closed, and yeah, that was such a fun day. I'll remember that day with fond memories. But I also love New York.
Yeah.
I do love New York. My brother lives in Manhattan. I'm here a lot. Yeah, I love it here.
And finally, I saw that you had, I don't know if it was at the Troubadour, but you had the new spacesuit reveal.
Yes. It's
So-
such a sick spacesuit.
What's the key to a good spacesuit?
A really good designer, preferably one who's done brilliant costumes. Preferably somebody who does drag costumes. The guy who made mine, his name's Perry Meek, and he's done like Cher and Gaga, and
Oh, wow.
he's done like the best costumes on
Yeah.
the planet. And he was the nicest, sweetest, kindest, most talented. I designed it with my stylist, who's my girlfriend Murphy, also designed the suit with him. Yeah, it turned out way better. It's really hot though.
I was just going to say, like,
it's
on
really,
stage,
really
I
warm.
think it's got to get so toasty.
Yeah, and like last night we were playing in New York last night, and at one point I was like, okay, like you guys got to go home. Like I got to get out of this thing. It was a steam box, but it's great. It's cool outfit.
Well, Talk, thank you so much for swinging on by the little setup we've got here and having a chat.
Love you, New York, and where are we? Albany.
Albany, New York. Yeah.
Sorry, I love you, Albany. You can cut the part where I don't know. Bottoms up.